Now, you also had Bow Wow at a young age. Snoop Dogg actually said, I'm not going to take him over here. Jermaine Dupri is going to know what to do with Bow Wow. So how was it molding Bow Wow into the artist that he is? Because I know at first the music that you had him doing wasn't necessarily what he envisioned for himself.
Yeah, Bow Wow is, can I curse on it?
Go ahead.
What?
Yes.
No? Oh, okay, all right. So Bow Wow, if you know Bow Wow on Snoop, for anybody that don't know, Bow Wow's on Snoop's first album. And when he says, hey, you back there with them French braids, what you want to be when you grow up? He said, I want to be a motherfucking hustler. That's Bow Wow. And Bow Wow was like 9 years old when he said that. He might have been younger. Like, cause that's when Snoop found him at like 9. That's Bow Wow on the album. So if y'all hear Bow Wow talking, you hear all of them kid voices on that skit. Bow Wow did every one of the kids' voices, by the way. By the way, he's 9. He's 9. That's how talented he was. He was able for somebody to tell him, like, we need 3 different kid voices. He did all 3 kid voices, but his mentality was that he was gonna come out on death row, and his name was Kid Gangster, and he wanted to be like Snoop Dogg. And Snoop knew and felt like a little kid rapper at 10, 11 years old cursing was the most impossible thing that we could ever sell ever, right? And he was right. It was not going to sell. It's not going to sell. And getting him to a person who saw a different light for Bow Wow was his vision, and he brought him to me. And at that point, I was just like, okay, Bow Wow is a real rapper. See, what Bow Wow is different than Criss Cross. Criss Cross, they weren't even rappers. They weren't even in the music industry. This kid came to me with his mind already like, who are you? Nigga, Snoop Dogg named me. I'm on Dr. Dre. Like, he was signed to Death Row. And I mean, it's like funny, like, I know I seen a tweet where Bow Wow put this out. And I think y'all talked about this on the morning show one day, where Bow Wow put this out and he added his face to the roster. And people was trying to clown him like he was trying to do something that never happened. Like, no niggas at 9 have ever been signed to no rap label. Like, nobody, none of these rap guys, none of these. This nigga was signed to Death Row, right? That's in itself amazing. It's like, it's crazy. So I had to deal with this little guy's attitude when he came to me. Like,
I can't even imagine what that must have been like.
Like, Bow Wow chased me with a knife when he was a kid. Like,
oh my gosh.
Bow Wow was bad as hell. Like, just to get him, because, he didn't listen to Criss Cross. Bow Wow wasn't a Criss Cross. Bow Wow, by the way, I don't even know if Bow Wow he might have been born. He was too young to listen to Criss Cross. Let's just say that. Because Bow Wow they came out in 92. I think Bow Wow was born somewhere around in there. So Criss Cross wasn't the group that he listened to. Bow Wow only listened to gangster rap music and whatever else was popular at the time, right? So his whole mentality was that he was gonna rap and he was gonna curse and he was gonna and all of this. And I was just like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna work, right? And getting him past that and making him understand that we was gonna go a different route was like a 2-year process.
I can't believe Bow Wow chased you with a knife. You have to go back to that. Like, what did you do to have Bow Wow try to slice you?
Bow Wow was a kid, so and when he came to Atlanta, I never, I wasn't like, I used to take Bow Wow in the truck with me because he used to be so bad and he wanted to go, and he hated staying at home by himself, right? So he basically came to it. That's why he calls me his dad, because he came to Atlanta, and his mother basically left him here for me to make him into who he is, right? So he lived with me. He lived with me every day of his life from whatever age y'all saw, 12, 11, whatever age he was, 11. Yeah, from 11 till forever. He lived at my house. And when I was going out, Bow Wow would be at home up mad because he had to stay at home by himself. So one night I was going out. It was a big party in Atlanta, and he wanted me to take him. And I'm like, I'm not taking you no damn party. Like, it's not, like, this is not happening. And he got so mad. And I told my mother to come pick him up. And when my mother came to pick him up, I was like, you just go with my mom. He was like, nah, I think you said some little curse word. He was badass little kid. And he got so mad about me leaving him to not go to the party that he jumped out and he grabbed some knife and he started chasing me with the knife. And I was just like, I was laughing, but I mean, he was dead ass serious. Like, he was mad. He wanted to be a part of this shit so bad, man. It's like, it's crazy.
I'd have been scared to go to sleep in the house after that. Like,
it's just, his attitude. So from that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start taking Bow and like, not actually take him to the clubs, but I was just gonna be like, all right, man, I'm gonna let you just sit in the car. And he was like, good, I'll just sit in the car. And I'm like, you'll sit in the car. So it's crazy because Bow Wow came out when he was 12, right? When Bounce With Me came out, the song went #1. He became super popular around here. And I took him to the Gentleman's Club, but he couldn't get in, right? And at the time when I went to the Gentleman's Club, he was in the backseat of my G-Wagon, and I had a driver. And him and the driver was sitting outside in the front, almost like they was waiting on me. And Bow Wow was in the back seat. And I remember being inside the club, and I'm having a good time. I'm partying. I'm with the strippers. I'm doing what I'm doing. And one of the strippers came to work late. And when she came to work late, Bow Wow had the window down.
Oh, my God.
And she saw him in the car. And next thing I know, she came in the inside of the club and told all the rest of the strippers, little Bow Wow's outside in front of the club.
Oh, my gosh.
And all of the girls went outside and was like surrounding the truck. And I was like, I can't believe this. Like, this is crazy to me, right? And I think that's where his women fetish came from. Like, it's crazy, but I mean, like at 12, these grown ass strippers was like all around my truck, like amazed at this little kid. So I mean, that's been my life for a long time.
And then even with Janet, you produced for her and you guys were dating at the time. And then you were also the head of the label. Did that cause issues when you bring that home?
Yeah. You know what the issue was with me and Janet is I tried to not work with her. That was the issue.
How could you not though? Like, you can't not do it.
That was the biggest issue because I was working with Mariah at the time. And I was so hands-on with Mariah. I was so hands-on with Usher. I was so hands-on with so many people, right? And we would talk about, I would come home talking about what I did and she would tell me her stories, right? And I remember a bunch of times, like when we first started dating, she was on, her whole situation at Virgin. I don't even think I was at Virgin at the time. Yeah, I wasn't at Virgin yet. So I think I was at, where was I at? Yeah, I wasn't at Virgin yet. I think I was still through the Columbia system or something like that. But whatever it was, I would talk to her about what was going on. And we would almost get into an argument about me not helping her or me not trying to help her out and do something. She asked me a question about her career. And I was really like trying to nah, I'm not saying nothing. Y'all got this. And she couldn't really understand that. So it almost was like a thing where I couldn't not help her.
Right. When you love somebody, you want to help if you can, but then sometimes that causes issues.